so that there aren't that many people who do what I do, which is to think about bowling machines pretty much every day, and think about how you can make them better.
Hi, I'm Adam from The Cricketer, and I'm here at BOLA headquarters, home of the world's #1 bowling machine manufacturer. Now, BOLA have been making bowling machines for almost 40 years, and this is the jewel in their crown, the BOLA Professional. I got Nye Williams, the co-founder and managing director of BOLA, and his team of experts to show me around the plant and to show exactly what goes into making one of these fantastic machines.
I'm Nye, co-founder and managing director of BOLA. Started the company nearly 40 years ago, 13,000 bowling machines, and 39 years later I'm still here doing it. What sets us apart from the competition is the company is quite unique. Small volume manufacture, the market is very small. So the market being very small means that the gene pool of people generating ideas is relatively small. Professional machines should provide cricket practice for players at all levels. So obviously it gets used by international players, county players, club players, youth, children, and it works well in all those environments. That's what it's aimed for. So it'll bowl swing both ways, pace up to 95 miles an hour, which is fairly superfluous for most players, and down to the lowest practical speeds of about 30 miles an hour, using a variety of balls. So we make balls for it. You can put cricket balls through it, but they're not very accurate, so people generally don't use them. They're also quite expensive to use as a consumable. It has always been the case that the bowlers have been starved of batting practice. The modern game demands that everyone should bat. The classic number 11 rabbit, yes, they are around, but they have to be pretty damn good with the ball to get away with it. So originally, the bowlers were the keenest advocates of the machine usage because they got proper batting practice. But that's the nub of it. Anyone has access to accurate bowling for their batting practices. So it would be any player who picks up a bat can use a BOLA Professional machine. If you use it as a grooving tool, so you can get the machine to bowl the same ball each time or similar, that allows you to play a similar shot to each ball. That's a good way of grooving technique. But adding in the variation, you can then get competition in the practices as well. So the machine isn't doing the same thing time and time again. You can't premeditate the shot before the ball is delivered. You can access variation in the menu system for the control panel. So that allows you to vary the speed and swing on the ball, and if you're using it for spin, vary the amount of spin as well. So the spin is bowled with a machine like that, turning the axis through which you're rotating the ball at an angle to the ground, so when it hits the ground it then turns. It's not exactly what a spin bowler would do, but it's similar. We like to try and evolve the professional machine year on year in small ways, but not lose the familiarity that people like. So if they buy a new one, it'll operate in a relatively similar way to the one they had before. For 2023, we're concentrating on the app. So that allows you to log into the machine with your phone. The functions of the machine are relatively familiar to most people now. You can't buy a cricket bowling machine anything off the shelf, so all of the parts are bespoke, everything is custom designed, custom made, and all of the electronic controllers are custom designed, custom made. So we take pre-manufactured components that are manufactured to our design and specification, most of them made locally. So wheels for throwing the balls, electric motors which are UK produced, now brushless electric motors, fabrications which are very local, vacuum formings which are very local. We bring those together in the manufacturing site. We make the electronic controllers here. You can see in the manufacturing process that we're piecing together assemblies of wheels which have to be balanced. We've got motors which have to be wire processed, electronic controllers that need solder, elements of solder, of cabling and stuff, and then those are programmed from a computer, the operating system, and then you've got the piecing together of all the components. The most important component is the ball throwing wheel itself. Cast in a foundry in Devon, it gets a urethane tyre put on the outside of it over in Lydney, and then we get the wheels here. We then balance them down to better than 0.2 of a gram, which is basically no more than the size of a fingernail clipping in lead stuck onto the wheel to make the wheels spin as smoothly as possible, which is part of the nicety of operation. So those wheels are then taken, pushed onto the electric motor shaft. The electric motors are built into the chassis assembly, which along with the other pre-assembled parts. So say we're back to this 32 machine grid of machines all being stood up at once and then wired, and all of those bits and pieces, but then they have the wheels put on. They're then function tested. We do a soak test for 8 hours, so all the machines run for 8 hours before they're boxed up and dispatched. But so they go to all parts of the world. We want to be meticulous about the assembly process, because when things go wrong, if they go wrong in a country where there is no support, we do pretty well with WhatsApp video calling for off UK support. We have 100% saturation of machines in Peru, and that takes some looking after. If your machine needs service, we'd say put it in the box. We'd give you a carrier contact. You get a carrier to come and pick it up. It's carried here. We would then give you an appraisal of what's wrong with the machine and whether it's viable to fix it, and it mostly is, and then we'd fix it and send it back.
As you can see, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes to making one of these bowling machines, and it's been fascinating to spend the day with Nye and his team and see what goes on in the plant. To find out more and to order your BOLA bowling machine, go to www.bola.co.uk or give the team a call.